So what did you say?
What did I say in the kitchen that prompted this conversation?
Yeah.
I want you to talk to me. I'm so tired of telling you how things are. I'm so tired of explaining my experience and my perception. It shouldn't invalidate yours. I want to understand emotionally what is going on in your world. Because I can explain it away logically all fucking day and it doesn't heal the wounds or bridge the gap. Help me understand how you feel. And help me understand why you feel that way. And I will not contest it. I want to seek to understand. Because seeking to be understood has landed me a whole lot of fucking nothing. Please talk to me. Help me to understand what the trigger was, how I can prevent it from happening again. Help me to understand why you feel the way you feel and what you feel. Please.
Talking to you is so impossible. It's so impossible. I never know what version of you is showing up. Ever. You'll tell me one thing 1 minute, and then I'll think, oh, okay, we just had a conversation. And then the next minute, it's a completely different thing. Or you'll hold yourself accountable and say, yeah, I did that. And then 5 minutes later, it's a completely different story. You don't, because your reality is the only reality exists by virtue of the fact that you are a covert narcissist who knows absolutely nothing about what that means. Your conversations are always end up like weaponized or turned around, or you defend, deflect, blame shift. And then in your mind, that reality is the reality. You don't understand the effects that your behavior and your choices and your unpredictability, the way your eyes turn black, keeps my son and I on edge constantly. And we are so exhausted. And ultimately, we are so afraid of you. Because you are unpredictable. Because you have hit him. Because you have choked me. And just unpacking yesterday, you'll sign, the separation agreement and then everything's fine, right? And then you go straight back into your shit. Yesterday, you said you were going to have a counseling appointment. Mm-hmm. And this is what always ends up happening is you make a promise, it doesn't happen. It triggers me because I'm like, once again, you've let me down and I can't count on you. And you've just showed me again. And then conveniently, there's always an excuse that always makes it okay for you. And then I'm left feeling, wait, am I crazy? What? Was that an overreaction? Hang on. Why does everything always seem to work out so perfectly and I'm just always overreacting? And yesterday you didn't go to your counseling appointment. At the time, you went to take a shower when you were supposed to be going to a therapy appointment. And then the explanation is that, oh, their system was down.
It was down.
I understand.
Yeah.
But you didn't put it on your calendar because you were supposed to be getting a notification. And it's always these plausible deniability, these always logical explanations for why something didn't happen when you are failing to see the effect that it has on me, that you let me down again. And so I got upset.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm just going to go pick up. Don't come with me. I'm just going to go pick up the yard sale thing by myself. Like, because nothing in your mind ever is wrong. Because that's your reality. You're like, wait a second, I want to go with you. No, don't bother. No, I'm fucking speaking. You will not interrupt me. You will not interrupt me.
I'm not interrupting you. I wasn't even going to open my mouth. I was breathing in.
I never know when you're going to interrupt me.
Yeah, I know. You thought it was a wind-up. It wasn't.
So when I tried to leave, I ran to my car because your big thing is enthusiastic consent, but yet I asked you not to come. Nope. Again,
I'm breathing in. I'm not opening my mouth and I'm not interrupting.
So I basically ran to my car, closed my purse in the door, and tried to speed away. While you are hanging on to my door handle and you won't fucking just let me leave. I changed the meeting around. I'm going with you. I don't want you to come with me, and you won't stop. And so it's a perceived threat for me. And I sped away. Because there's on camera me joking about, oh, I would hit you with my car, and God forbid something happened to you, then it looks like I hit you with my car. And then I speed away and I run fucking headfirst into a fucking cop. And I'm fucking twitching, and all I wanted to do on my lunch hour was go pick up a yard sale thing, like something people do every day. Normal people do every day. Okay, here's my lunch hour. I know where it is. Let me just run out there and come back, and okay. Nope, I don't want to go with you. Oh, okay, no problem. But then I come back and you say, oh, you told me fuck you, or no, I didn't. I was running with your car. Like somehow in your brain that's acceptable. That you were running with my car.
I don't have to do it again. But continue.
And then I'll tell you, like, I was twitching and triggered and scared because you scare me. And then you'll tell me, well, you didn't have to speed. You didn't have to speed. And then you'll explain to me how I don't need to feel this way because you would never hurt me. Meanwhile, you won't let my car go and you won't let me leave.
Okay.
And how traumatic all of this is for me, and how I can never feel safe. Because while you like to sit and talk about all this empathy that you have, all of this empathy, that wasn't empathy. It surely wasn't empathy when I came back twitching. And you explained to me how it was my fault and I didn't need to feel like that, and that was just dumb. And then I said, fuck you. And you weren't attacking my car. You were just running with it. Like, and then you'll explain it away and gaslight me, blame shift, and make me look like I'm the crazy one. Because you can't just do what normal people would do, because you have a fucking personality disorder and you are very fucking ill. And as a result, everyone in this house is ill. And I have begged you for years for support with mental health. I have begged you. And you'll just say, well, I need mental health too. And then you hijack everything and make it about you. It is the Christopher Platinos fucking channel. No commercials, all day, every day. Ronan and I only exist as props. And you will say that you're addicted to me. But you're not addicted to me. You're addicted to the idea of me. You have no idea who I am. And how traumatic all of this has been. You are so, is it bereft the word I'm looking for? Devoid of basic human compassion and decency. While you're lecturing me about how much empathy you have and how trying to communicate with you is like talking to a fucking wall. And you'll twist it around, and Ronan and I twitch constantly. I came back yesterday from having to interact with cops crying. I try to lay down just to calm my fucking nerves. I go pick him up. I'm goddamn twitching. All I want to do is take kids to a baseball game, and I'm curled in a ball on the goddamn couch. Because I don't have a sanctuary anywhere. I don't have anywhere to go. And I just want to put a heating pad on my back because all of this is so stressful. I have this weird bleeding thing. And I can barely function. I'm supposed to be like working. And once again, I have to take some time off of work because I can't even fucking breathe. And I'm twitching, laying on the couch, listening to you yuck it up talking about how fun homesteading is. Like you are Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and Mr. Hyde is fucking terrifying. And you are so unpredictable. And you have no idea. Because for all of your empathy, you have no idea what you put Ronan and I through. You promise one thing, do another. You say you're going to do something, you don't. Or like I say, I need a sanctuary. So yesterday you switch up the bedroom and now there's singing bowls in the bedroom so that I can have a sanctuary and meditate and have singing bowls and relax. And you switched it all around and I'm supposed to be grateful and I am grateful. And then you turn around and you miss your fucking counseling appointment and all fucking hell breaks loose again. Because you can't just simply put it in your calendar and say, oh shit, I have my counseling appointment. Oh, the system was down. I rescheduled. Mm-hmm. It's excuse, explanation. And in your mind, that's acceptable. And in my mind, I'm twitching and freaking out. Because it's just another broken promise.
Yes.
And I'm not even convinced counseling's going to work. And you were asking me this morning that you're not even sure if this relationship is just straight toxic to me. You don't understand this trauma bond. And that when you do something nice for me, I'm supposed to be so grateful because there's a glimpse of the life that I want. But really what it is a breadcrumb. And then in the very next minute, you'll let me down again. And be able to perfectly explain why. And I'm just expected to get on board and go, oh yeah, no, yeah, okay. No, you're right. I should have no expectations. And yeah, no, that's totally, yeah, I get it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to have no expectations. I was relying on the system to send the reminder the way that it had every time previously, and it didn't because the system was down. You reminded me, oh shit, I ran upstairs, I tried to log in, I wasn't able to log in. Meanwhile, I received a message.
Again, you're not hearing me.
Hang on.
You're not hearing.
Just please.
No, this is the setup. This is the setup. You tell me you're going to listen, and you're not going to deflect,
Fine.
And you're not going to get defensive, and you're going to explain, and all you want to do is listen because all you want to do is understand. And here we are.
No, okay, you're right. You're right. I do just want to understand. The only thing that I wanted to contribute to the conversation was that I accepted responsibility and that I put a plan in place to make sure it didn't happen again. I rescheduled.
And that's all great and good. That's all great and good. It doesn't change the fact that I fucking sped away feeling threatened, locking my purse in my car door, and ended up being so freaked out and just trying to flight. With my purse locked in my door, speeding down the highway, a cop whips around, and I explained to him what just happened, and he's like, well, do you call the police? Well, isn't that what the fuck we're doing here? And he gives me a ticket and tells me to have a great day, sweetie. And then I come home.
Yeah.
And you explain to me with all of your empathy, I didn't have to speed. There was no threat. You would never hurt me. Because running alongside my car or not letting go of my door handle when I say I just want to be left alone in your mind is acceptable and not abusive at all.
It's not acceptable. And I didn't say it was not abusive at all. All right? Continue.
The way you walk around here after you have properly pulled off some kind of fucking toxic ass power play and you do your little swagger, your little saunter, with your little intimidation tactics around here, and then you're scratching your head wondering why, Ronan and I are terrified of you. And I asked you to leave yesterday, and you wouldn't.
Sure. I didn't leave yesterday. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about was if you wanted me to leave today. I couldn't leave yesterday.
You're supposed to be dropping the meats off, and this is the whole point. This is literally the whole point. There is nothing fucking normal about this relationship. It is always chaos. It is always chaos and trauma and drama. I can't just try to take this Mel Robbins launch thing, show up to my life every day, present, calm, collected, heart-centered. Let me do this damn thing and level up. It is always this fucking toxic fucking noise every day. You can make lists all day long.
Yeah.
And I never know when it comes time what it's going to be. I never know. Of course I want you to leave. Of course I do. And then that leaves me stuck with no chicken coop built, 12 goddamn meats, and then everything falls in my fucking lap. But everything's in my lap anyway. So I can live with the trauma of you here, or I can live with the trauma of you not here. All you can do is win. All I can do is fucking lose and twitch and be fucking freaked out and triggered constantly because I never know what end is up. I never know what's going to happen. I never know which version of you is showing up. So now you get to stay real calm.
Yeah.
Real calm. Because this is the reactive abuse. You get to stay so calm. And would you like me to leave? I was going to ask you about that. Hey, it's okay. It's all right. Calm down your pretty little face. I just want to do what's best for you. Meanwhile, I still don't have a fucking partner I can count on. And I am constantly fucking terrified. And then if I fucking ask you to stay because I'm like, oh my God, these fucking meats, like I have to get this shit done. I need this chicken coop done. Like I need things to happen here.
Yeah.
And then you stay. And then you take it as a license to continue your fucking behavior, and then my credibility's shot because people look and say, oh, she's so wishy-washy. She's so wishy-washy. Like, is he abusing you or isn't he? Why don't you just leave? Look, he's offering to leave. Just separate. Like, just get a divorce. Like, just get it done. Like, this is so toxic and da-da-da-da-da. And then meanwhile, I am left here picking my life out and putting the pieces back together of the fucking rubble that you leave in your wake every fucking time.
Can I understanding what it is that happened with regard to the appointment and my being late for it. Do you still feel today the way that you felt yesterday? And if not, do you think that if you had paused to listen to what it is that transpired, you might have felt differently? And do you feel that we could be in a different place? Because at the end of the day, I want you to be happy. I do. I want you to be happy. This being triggered constantly does not work for either of us. I love you and I show up the best I know how every single day. And the fact of the matter is, it's not good enough. So I don't want you to feel this way. I don't want to feel this way. I'm committed to therapy. And I do not know at the end of the day if this relationship is simply toxic for you or if this is something that can be not only salvaged, but turn out to be something that is vibrant and beautiful. But I want to thank you for taking the time to explain to me why it is you feel the way that you do. And I want you to know that I hear you and that I will not chase your car and I will,
Can you at least say for the camera that you know that I wouldn't fucking hurt you? I wouldn't hit you with my car. I wouldn't fuck with your fucking car brakes. That those were just supposed to be sarcastic moments between a husband and wife trying to get through this with sarcasm and fucking levity.
Yeah, Jess, I know that you wouldn't actively seek to kill me. I get that.
That I wouldn't actively seek. Oh, but it would just be an accident?
No, Jess, you wouldn't fucking cut my brake lines or tamper or run me over with a fucking car. It's not your style. You also don't fucking want to hurt me. You're a good person. And I think even at the worst, you don't want me dead. You just want me gone.
Can you help me with the meats?
Among 50 other things that I have on my list today, yes.
So fine, among 50 other things, can you help me at least get things to a place where it is a fucking dull roar and then we can just take a break from one another? And just let there be some fucking space and some fucking air. You can go and have a separate space where you can go into therapy, do your shadow work, and fucking actually genuinely take some responsibility for your behavior. I am not interested in you going to counseling once a week while you're still doing the same shit, explaining to me now you're in counseling and how different it is, while it's not different. You have not even in the least bit been curious about what it's like being survivors of this kind of domestic violence. You're not even interested.
Oh, I'm interested. Jess, if I leave, I don't know that I'm coming back.
I understand.
I don't want to do that. Can we table that decision for a minute?
Yeah. You're just gonna walk off camera and cry over there? Because you can't ever allow anyone to see you what you consider dysregulated. Or vulnerable, or having an emotion other than automaton fucking narcissist.
It's hard for me to be vulnerable with you. Being vulnerable for everyone is kind of a bigger bite. But sure.
You say you want to change.
I do.
I don't think there's anyone out there that doesn't feel sorry for you, Chris.
Yeah.
This is a hell of your own making. And because you are incapable or have been to this point of addressing your deep-seated hatred for me and women and your rage and all of your abandonment shit and all of the things that have wrapped this crusty narcissist exterior around the 7-year-old you that was so deeply fucking wounded and betrayed and hurt. It has spilled into Ronan and I.
Sure. The thing of it is, I've not addressed it. I've just not addressed it completely. I've been chipping away at it, and things are shifting, which is what it is I've been telling you is happening. I've not told you it's better. I've told you it's shifting, and those are different things. Whether or not you choose to believe it, every single waking moment is dedicated to you and Ronan. Whether or not you choose to see it, everything that I do outside of work, because I do that to pay bills and that's necessary, but everything that I do is curated and mindful and deliberate with the intention of shifting.
Right. And then you are Dr. Jekyll doing all of these wonderful things.
Yeah.
However, not really sporadically, but okay, I can see you're trying to catch up and you switch the room around. And then Mr. Hyde shows up.
Who was Mr. Hyde yesterday? Me chasing the car? I'm asking. It was me chasing the car?
It's you chasing the car. It's you yelling. It's you intimidating me. It's you gaslighting me. It's you denying and deflecting and blame shifting and ignoring me, and then coming back as Dr. Jekyll. I want to understand. Help me understand. I want to listen to you. And then I try to talk to you, and there's Mr. Hyde again.
And
ignoring me.
To be clear, am I doing
and I
this?
never know. I never know who's showing up. In this moment, Dr. Jekyll.
Okay.
And then the toxic poison of you shows up without warning.
And
In the very next breath.
And the toxic poison of me is me not listening to you. Or logically explaining why it's other than what it is that you are perceiving.
Yeah, it's your eyes turn black, and then you become this completely different person. Completely different person.
What is happening in those moments? I'm asking, this is not a setup. I'm asking, what is happening in those moments?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends. I have no idea. I can't just come to you and say, hey, husband, lover of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I have this weird bleeding thing. It's kind of scary. Maybe it's perimenopause. I don't know. Could I have a hug? Because we don't even have that relationship. There is no compassion. There is no openness. There is no normalcy. I can't talk to you about anything without it becoming an argument. Anything. I could say the wind is blowing. And it will somehow become an argument. About which way the leaves are blowing, or it's not really the wind, and what it really is this, and you're going to explain it to me. Now, it's an oversimplification, but it's a fact. I cannot talk to you about anything, literally anything, without it becoming a fight. Mm. And it becomes a fight because you deny, you diminish, you blame shift, you get defensive. You get defensive of me saying the wind is blowing. Yeah. Every time I open my mouth.
The way the wind is blowing would become an argument. I can tell you how it is that it would become an argument. The way the wind is blowing would become an argument is you would say the wind is blowing. It sure would be nice to be able to open a window, but you haven't put screens in yet. And my response to that would be like, yes, you're right. I haven't put screens in yet, but I've done 600 other things that were on the list in front of it. And I will feel as if it's an attack on me. That's how it is. The wind is blowing would become an argument, not which direction it's blowing.
Right, because I cannot just say it would be nice if we had screens.
Yeah, you're right.
And you couldn't just say, yeah, you're right. Or actually, we do have screens. I see some screens there. There's some screens over there. There's some screens in that window. Let me open some windows for you, honey. I know I've been busy doing all these 600 other things, but here's a few windows that can open. Thanks for being so patient. Man, this is like a dull roar around here. Wow, homesteading is a whole thing. Come here. I'm so glad to be on this journey with you. I love you.
Yeah, you're right. Because I will perceive tone and I will perceive it as an attack. And that's what it is I need to work on. I'm trying to tear down my walls. I'm trying to be... It's ironic because the thing that I learned that this is what it is I need to do is called bulletproof husband. But it's not actually bulletproof. It's... Bulletproof implies like you have armor around you, but it's actually tearing it down. Just kind of accepting it. Like, I talk to you every day. To the extent that I am able, I talk to you every single day, make sure that we're on track as far as what it is the plan is, and I try to adhere to that plan whenever it is as possible. If something shifts in your mind, I've seen something shiny, and maybe it is that I have, or maybe it is that it's one of the 12 things that needs to happen before I can do the thing that's actually on the list because there's a logical reason. And it always feels as if you're attacking me. It does. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying it feels like you're attacking me. I know I have shit to work on.
And that's the version of you that's showing up now.
Yeah.
We haven't even started the clock on the 2 months and 2 day goal.
No, we haven't. But we also haven't started the new marriage. We haven't. We haven't gone one day without you telling me how things have been for 5 years.
No. No, that's just not accurate. That's literally not accurate.
That's something that I would say.
You are literally the same person. There is no difference. This dead marriage or whatever. You are just not a self-aware narcissist. You haven't done that work.
Yes.
It can't be a new marriage.
Yes, but you promised me a new marriage.
Yeah, and you promised me counseling and then you didn't.
I promised you counseling and then I didn't, and there was a reason. And I tried to explain the reason to you.
You did not take accountability.
No, I didn't. But going forward, I will. I did not take accountability. I allowed the space for technology to fail me as opposed to setting my own damn alarm. That's not what's happening now. It's on my calendar and I have an alarm set for the next appointment. That is in 4 days' time. It's not the same thing. I owned it, I addressed it, and I put a plan in place to make sure it doesn't happen again. Is that not what it is? That is in the sense of normal? Because there's going to be times where I let you down. There's going to be times where I fail. And in those moments, I'm sorry. It shouldn't have happened. This is what I'm doing to make sure it doesn't happen again. Is that not the steps? Are those not the steps?
And then you'll chase my car. You'll tell me, nuh-uh. You'll gaslight me. You won't give a shit that I'm fucking twitching or that I have a need on some level. And it's always just my fault. If I go out to get myself some flowers, you're explaining to my son how I'm overreacting again and you're not doing anything wrong.
Wait, what?
So I never know what version of you is showing up.
Hang on a second. When did I tell Ronan that you're overreacting again?
I'm not doing this. I need to get to work.
Fine, get to work.
I need to get to work.
For years, I have not said you're overreacting. For years, I have not said you're overreacting. I used to believe that. And then I became aware of the fact that there's a million things behind your reaction that go beyond what it is that's happening in those moments. Because it can seem like an overreaction, not be an overreaction, because a thing, like the straw that broke the camel's back, is a small thing, but there's a million other things on it. I don't feel as if you're overreacting. I feel as if you're reacting based upon how things have been. I'm trying to change the future.
It's how things are.
I understand. I'm trying to change.
I have no idea who you're going to be 10 minutes from now. I have no idea.
I know that you don't trust this yet. I'm asking you to just take a moment and think about the percentage of time where I've been these two people of late.
I'm asking you to think about that.
Okay, fine. I'm happy to. All right? There are things that I'm looking to do. And just, again, for the record, because this does matter to me, that you know this. I didn't just miss my appointment. Whoops. All right? I did miss my appointment because the technology was down literally from 11:30 until 12 o'clock. My appointment was set to start at 11:45. 12 o'clock, they started a conference. There were dozens of people there and I can never remember if it's EMDR or EDMR, but the eye movement thing as a form of therapy, specifically to address traumatic events in a relatively short period of time. And that's what it is I listened to instead. And then I found someone locally and picked up the phone and called to schedule an appointment for myself.
And when's your appointment?
I didn't get a call back. I called to schedule an appointment. So action is what you're asking for, and not like spaghetti against the wall action, deliberate mindful action with a different future state in mind. Yeah.
We'll see. I need to get to work.
Get to work. All right.
This is not about legality. This is about my need to feel safe.
Yeah. And I've told you that I want you to feel safe. And this is why we did this entire thing.
So it is May 19th at 2:25.
Okay. So this is a memorandum of terms, right?
A memorandum of terms of what?
Well, in the event of legal separation or divorce. It really wouldn't have even mattered, but yeah. So the real property, this property, inclusive of any animals, livestock, chattel, which is...
I don't need you to explain it to me.
Okay.
Just hit the highlights.
Yep. So this property, together with any animals and anything else that's on the property, inclusive of structures and businesses, is a marital asset. You may continue to reside on the property together with Ronan in the event of legal separation or divorce. It is our desire to ensure that assets are divided equitably, but rather than having you have to buy me out, you would give me a mortgage for half of the established value of the property at the time of legal separation or divorce. Additionally, you will have the irrevocable and unequivocal right of quiet enjoyment, meaning I will not trespass on the property.
And so I buy you out by giving you a mortgage, right?
Yeah, and we talk about what the terms are there.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about how the value will be established. We say that there will be no maintenance or alimony due from either party to the other following the divorce, that we waive any rights to ownership of any businesses started by the other during their marriage or after, that I have a 30-day right of first refusal if you try to sell the property or if you want to sell the property, and that purchase is to be completed within 90 days, that I will not purchase any portion of any property within 10 miles of the property, and then some legal terms. I'll skip that part. That's it, right? Anything else you want me to... Oh, yeah. And just confirming that I am, in fact... Where is the language? Affirming that I am of sound mind and body and signed the agreement under my own accord.
And there's nobody in this room pointing a gun at you or threatening you in any way.
You want to pan the camera?
No.
Okay. No, there's no one in the room. That it?
You understand this is about you and accountability and my need to feel safe.
Hey, you've made that clear. Again, this is why we did this. I never wanted you to feel unsafe. Ever. I've not understood your feeling unsafe. But it doesn't matter. You need to feel safe. This is easy. Anything else while we're recording?
Yeah, just that you don't feel threatened and that Ronan and I are safe in our home.
Yeah, I feel like that's covered, but yeah, absolutely. I don't feel threatened, and you're safe in your home. And this will continue to be your home for as long as you want it to be your home. And if you decide to sell this home, I'd like the opportunity to buy it.
Okay.
All right?